Hello, everyone, and as it is, welcome to my reaction and thoughts on the series finale to Craig of the Creek. See you tomorrow at the Creek, fittingly arriving 7 years after it first began, airing Cartoon Network, Arc 8 if you include the original pilot. And I'd say that, much like other ones I talked about, is fitting into a show that myself and others love so much, and one that easily captures the essence of the show, oh, in a nice, compact, 10-minute package. And on top of that, I also rewatched the episodes leading up to that this finale this morning, so I will briefly address those as well. I also will make one note here that I am glad that even though they didn't get as many as they wanted to, that the creators still got a chance to finish the story in a way that is going to be satisfying. And if the people in charge could just put like the Slumber Party episode that's currently missing for my Maximo profile up there, yeah, that would be great. So let's begin. We have the Elders of the Creek, which definitely represent all the older enthusiast demographics of the network. Hello. Oh, but when they're and Mark's recurring frenemy Jerry is anointed an elder, he promptly goes mad with power and steals everyone's stuff, subsequently kicking him out of his own cave and leaving him crying to his shovel donkey Makura. Uh, and as he deals with a full-blown existential crisis, and it's complete with culmination of the eve of parallels have been since the beginning, and it falls to them to reunite them, and this is one of the still storylines they are resolving, and with the unofficial breakup that they had in the earlier seasons, which they pointed out. And even though they do reconcile, thankfully, the cave is also turned into a new hangout out for not just them, but everyone. You know what I mean? And yes, they do indeed reinstall the beanbag chairs. I'm not certain about them encouraging slouching. They're incredibly comfortable for all manner of scenarios. And next up, JP's bucket list, which, on top of the quite like story in a bucket, it's all the things he might like to do before he comes of age. There's also anything as simple as having like an imaginary demolition derby to having your own custom sandwich named after you. I mean, I definitely identify a lot with JP over the course of the show, and I'm not certain if it was ever made clear in canon, but the character definitely always came off as eccentric. In such a way that it would not be surprising if he were neurodivergent, and even though we'll get into this more over the course of this finale, they definitely took the best approach to being representative of different groups to that issue by not making it one. It's that simple. And second to last is Little Warrior, and it's a big one as Kelsey is trying to decide what she's going to be waiting for her class picture, or she ends up rereading her favorite book, the little warrior, which was only a gift to her from her late mother, Grace, also parallels the of her arc, and I'm actually really like how they waited until now to who actually fleshed this out. I mean, we got hints from near the very beginning, but sometimes it's best to really not have something like this define an entire character, especially like little details like the parallels of the story and how Grace wrote dedication, and because even if she will not always be there in body, she will always be there in spirit. And now the conclusion, and which also really like a nice little bookend of storytelling of how that Craig's big brother Bernard and his partner, her Alexis, were one of the first characters we met in the series proper, and naturally they're one of the last we see he with the show's conclusion, and as he officially heads off to college, having gotten accepted and even managed to get everything worked out for his time there, he even bequeaths his beloved trading cards to him as a parting gift, and also just shows how close they've grown over the course of the show. I mean, and sure, there were times I didn't always see eye to eye, but I always got a vibe that deep down they really did care about each other. I mean, and sharing one last tearful goodbye. It's definitely one of many ones that sometimes the smallest moments can leave the biggest emotional impact, and he not only is able to work his map from memory, he has it laminated and posted it by the tree so anyone can see it. I mean, which also makes sense given other ones that I might consider talking about out as potential pitches for spin-offs with more of their IP being mined for revivals and like that. He does become a conceptual artist in his later years, and as a result, more people discovery it, getting something like an Everyone Is Here Smash Brothers esque reunion of every single character that Kelsey JP came across also the show's run. From the very first one, the Scarlatchus one, who, because of his unique pigmentation, is immune to the poison ivy grove he plays in, and to King Xavier, who relinquished the throne, and even after that very complicated his story to find the heart of the forest, he actually is making amends by using his last drone to not to spy or to antagonize, but to take a picture of everyone. And sometimes the simple hallways in the show that end up being the most effective, where they're just lying down by their favorite stump to watch the sunset together. I mean, and even though Herkelton may have been designed specifically for the show, it is actually based on the creators' real life experiences living in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and a lot of the elements managed to actually capture experience, and we can only stood by children, but by their parents as well as older years as well. And I will say, out of the many slice of life shows that have come out of the last 10 years or so, if not longer, on a personal level, this is the one that got closest to my personal experiences, as growing up, where it can be as simple as finding and say a model car or buried like it was as a piece of treasure, or it can be as grandiose as the experience of one's favorite anime, a granting in great power or to those who find it. And I could definitely tell the experience that Matt and Ben had working, as well as their collaborators working with other Cartoon Network shows, who's creating their own here, and as I often do, I wish them the best on their future creative endeavors, as well as the cast. Even though, oh, the mains are definitely, I think, ultimately calls themselves now, they can still sound like grade schoolers and quite effectively at that. As for what could be well, that's tricky for me to say. I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting this and the other remaining episodes to be leaked online months ahead of their actual air dates, as part of the WBD data hack. Who knows what else could come out of that? Anything is possible, I'd say. Hey, but I still maintain that not every animated show has such and less as long as SpongeBob or Scooby Doo. Who I always appreciate whenever they can start and end the show in a satisfactory way, as opposed to having it extended for the money's sake, or just cutting it off the moment things start to get interesting, and leaving your audience wanting more. Or, but I will say that It's another show I will not be passing up a chance to re-experience, and anytime soon. With much like Community, we got 6 seasons and a movie consisting of 100 episodes of the main show, and even though I'm not the target audience for like the spin-offs around Jessica, that one is also quite entertaining. It's no different than the people who were spending their downtime watching Bluey. Hello. Oh, and I can say that with its unique blend of storytelling, it started out as a simple slice of life, but grew into something much more. Or that it's another one that I could argue that's changed the landscape, for the better. And I would say that, as I stated before, that the future is now. So let's make it a good one. And I will see you again tomorrow at the creek. So take care, everyone.